Nothing hurts like the loss of an ally, especially when you feel you were insufficient or incompetent. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are covering the hunger and the dusk. If you're confused, go check out my previous videos, then come back to this one because shit gets real quick. Now, let's get into this amazing story. And as usual, the best stories always begin with death. Death of our enemies. The Orcs had just gone through another night of all-out attack. The Vangol always know where to strike, when to strike. It's like they live inside their enemies' camps. They need to find out why. One of the Orcs suggests they use fear as a tactic, become more brutal. But the Overlord didn't want to do that, although it was a good idea. Having survived this onslaught, his next thought was his mate. Thankfully, she could hold her own, but she wanted to show him something. Apparently, the hands and feet of these creatures were dirty, like they have been digging. But honestly, he was more distracted on the fact that she was alive. Thank you. You were a good warrior. But still, he had to come back to reality and remember that he just let go his best healer. He wasn't having the best time ever. Neither was Tara. She was going through it. The party's resident archer had to check on her because she was alone. She was dangerously alone, blaming herself for the loss of Loris, feeling insufficient. But he told her, bruh, you need to get over that. Things happen. This is just the life. She was actually pissed off that they buried her so quickly, but they were humans. Ceremony is not their thing. They had to move light. But honestly, she was more worried about Cal. He hasn't spoken a word to her since the incident. And Lord knows she has tried to make communication. He never just wanted to talk. Later that night though, our sharpshooter got pissed off. While everyone was in their tent, he pulled up and told Cal, go and talk to her. Stop being a prick. She's alone. She's dangerously alone, away from her people. She needs to know that it's going to be okay. So he went to talk to her, finally being a man. Stepping into her tent, he asked for permission and she allowed it. He explains that he never blamed her. He blamed himself. He should have stayed to protect her, but she still blamed herself. And he just told her, you'll be alright. I know you can protect yourself. I just wish I was there, you know? We misfits have got to stick together. I mean, both of our clans wanted us so out of sight, they sent both of us to go into hiding. How pathetic is that? Usually people will crash out, but we still good. So trust me, princess, we will be good. And that is how they slept, spending the night together. But the next morning, he heard his name. His men were calling for him because they finally found out how they kept being tracked. They were being scouted. Everywhere they moved to, someone was watching from the shadows. And Cal was tired of it. It was time to strike back. He ordered his sharpshooter to get ready, ordering his assassin to chase it right into the open. They set off. His assassin was quiet. Getting close to this monster was not the problem. The problem was catching him. But thankfully, their plan was thought out perfectly. As soon as he took the shot, his arrow met its target. The monster could not run, and the assassin had a blade to his throat. You are mine. The whole camp was in an uproar. They had never captured one before. When the princess heard this, she was intrigued and pulled up. They were trying to make communications, but this monster was speaking in a foreign language, a language only the princess could understand. She tried to talk to it. She tried to make communication, but the monster was a monster through and through. It started cursing her, like on the spot, and she didn't like that. Neither did the assassin. Grabbing a hold of his hair, he pulled a blade through his throat and said, you better be respectful, or your head is mine. The princess then went on to remove the arrow from its foot, putting the monster in extreme pain. She questioned it and took some moments, doing some gestures that were very threatening, until the monster sang. And when she heard what he had to say, she was shocked. So that is how you do it. Turning to her new party, she screamed, I know, Cal. I know how they've been moving so silent. They're using the old tunnels created by the dwarves. These tunnels were supposed to lead them straight to the ocean. Underneath the very ground we stand on is their passageway. And Cal realized how important this information is. So this is how they've been striking. This is how they are everywhere at once. Farah pleaded with Cal, "We need to tell my cousin." And he agreed because this was an alliance. So he called one of his most trusted boys and sent him off to inform the Orcs. The Orcs, however, were not having a good day. Today was the funeral for all of their fallen, and the Overlord was forced to carry the shame of this great loss on his people. Everything was his fault. That is how he felt. But his partner felt different. Do not carry this weight on your shoulder alone. But he couldn't help it. He felt the gazes. He felt everyone looking at him with shameful eyes, like this was his doing, like he pulled the blades. So she decided to make a move. Right here, right now, during this funeral, come with me. He was surprised. This is a funeral, but she didn't care. She wanted to put a smile on her man's face. And he smiled back. Because every man loves to have their partner love them. It was going to be a beautiful night till he was interrupted again. The Overlord guessed no privacy, but this time, this was good news. He doesn't know that though. What is it? Do not let me kill you, my friend. And his friend apologized. I'm sorry, my lord, but he said it's urgent. Sent by the human. Cal's rider almost killed his beast, rushing just to give him this one simple message. So he better be cheerful to receive it. This is good news. We know how they are moving, informing him about the underground passageways the enemy has been using to strike and evade their tactics. Now they had the upper hand. Now they know what to search for. While the Orcs handled business, Cal and his party had a plan of their own. They planned to free the beast. Cal was never the trusting type. He gave up that information too easily. So he had a plan. Release the monster. Now that it is injured, it will go to a place where it feels safe to heal. And they will follow right behind him. Nera looked into her boss for confirmation. He gave it and whispered in the monster's ear, "I don't want to see you again. Consider this mercy." And the monster went running. Unbeknownst to him, they sent the top assassin to follow because he would never be seen. And Cal wasn't the forgiving type. This issue shows us just how tactical he could be. He's not a fool. This is a war for his home, and he will protect this home one way or another. I want to thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification button to be notified when I drop a video, which is every single day.